Hello, Lily. Say, are you still planning on marrying my dear boy, Ethan?
Good evening, Mom. It's nice to hear from you. How are you?
Whoa. Slow down there, young lady. You and Ethan aren't actually married yet. Calling me Mom seems a little inappropriate, don't you think? Sheesh.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to upset you. Let me just start over. How are you, Donna?
Fine, whatever. Just answer my question, hun. Are you really going through with this wedding?
Yes, I was planning on it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said yes when he proposed. Plus, our wedding's tomorrow, and...
All right, let me ask you this then. How much money do you have in your savings?
What, this again?
What about your parents? How much money do they make? They better be saving up for their own retirement. Are they in debt? Are you in debt?
Whoa, you really need to slow down, Donna. We've been over this already. Why do I have to share any of that information with you? I am marrying your son after all, so I can see why you're concerned about my financials. But everything else you're asking about feels a little intrusive, don't you think? You keep bringing up my parents. What do they have to do with anything?
I've told you this before. Stop responding to my questions with new questions. All I need you to do is give me your answer, and we're done. Why is that so hard for you to understand?
Well, as I've told you before, we don't have any debt. As for all your other questions, I can't answer them until I know what your intentions are.
Fine. I see how it is. If you can't give me a straight answer, even on the night of your wedding, I guess that's just how it's going to be. I've had enough. Don't even bother. I will see you tomorrow.
Okay, good night, Donna. Hey, Ethan. Your mom texted me again asking about my family's financial situation.
What? Again? Jeez, I can't believe she's still bringing that up. What exactly did she ask you this time?
The same set of questions as before, and the time before that.
I see. Dad and I have both told her it's not polite or appropriate to pry like that. But it just goes into one ear and out the other. I'm really sorry.
It's fine. I'm just glad at least you and Victor have my back.
We need to make sure we keep an eye on her at the wedding tomorrow. I hope she doesn't try to pull anything stupid. Worst case, if she does, I'm prepared to kick her out of the venue.
I really hope it doesn't come to that.
Same here. I'll talk to Mom again tonight. Make sure she doesn't try anything funny tomorrow. I'll ask my dad and my other relatives to keep an eye on her too. I'm really sorry about all of this. My mother making a scene is the last thing we need on our wedding day. I'm glad at least the ceremony went well. You were absolutely stunning.
Oh, thanks, dear. Now we just have to get through the reception. I hope it goes well.
Well, Mom's been pretty quiet so far, so I'm hoping that's a good sign. If she can behave herself for the rest of the day, everything will be good.
The scowl on her face makes me a little nervous, though.
Yeah. She's definitely not doing a good job masking her mood. But maybe she realizes she shouldn't do anything rash? All of our friends and relatives are here too, after all.
I hope you're right. All I want is for everyone to have a good time and for the reception to go smoothly.
I knew it. So you were after our money. You've been exposed, Missy. Ethan definitely won't go through with this wedding now. Oh, how unfortunate for you.
What is your problem? You yanked the microphone out of the MC's hand, then you started insulting me, calling me a money-grabbing gold digger. And then you poured wine on my dress and announced that the wedding was off. How could you do something like that?
Because I had to. You left me no choice. I've been on to you for a while now. I thought it odd that you could never give me a straight answer about your finances. Something smelled fishy. But listening to your father's speech made it very clear to me. You were only with Ethan so you could get your hands on our money. You were so close. You must have been ecstatic about the opportunity to marry the son of a CEO. Well, too bad.
Have you lost your mind? What part of my father's speech could have possibly made you think that? You better have a good reason for interrupting him, because that was incredibly rude.
I'll give you 3 good reasons. First of all, he said that you went to a vocational school. Your family must have been so poor that the option of going to college was never even in the cards. Second of all, your father said that he was sick. Therefore, he can't work. So that means, when my husband and I met your parents for the first time, he lied to us about working as a cook. And third of all, your mother works full-time. What woman would choose to do that if your family wasn't in need of money? Your mother could have been a stay-at-home mom. But that's not the case. So, there you have it. All the evidence I need to conclude that the only reason you were trying to marry Ethan was so that you could be the wife of a future CEO and take all our money. Not so smug now, are you? You deceitful low-class bimbo! You have no place in my family.
Uh-huh. I see. Fine then, the wedding is cancelled. I hope you're pleased with yourself.
I am, indeed. Now, get lost, you beggar. Lily, is it true? I heard that after you announced that you canceled the wedding yesterday, you actually carried on with it as planned.
Yes, we did. We were actually going to cancel the reception and send everyone home after you ruined my dress and my father's speech. But after seeing everything that happened, the staff at the venue felt bad and were kind enough to let us stay later than the time we booked the place for. Fortunately, we were the only couple getting married there yesterday, so they didn't even charge us for the extra time. It was very nice of them to make those arrangements for us. After we watched you practically skip out of the venue, happy as a clam, we carried on with the reception.
I can't believe this. So when Victor dropped me off at the house saying he had some errands to run, he was actually...
Headed back to the venue to join us, exactly.
Oh, how dare he do that to me? After I went through all the trouble to expose your true identity. You nasty double-dealing pauper!
Let me set the record straight because it seems you're confused about a lot of things. I don't need you to be making any more presumptions about me and my family.
Confused? Presumptuous? Please, I know exactly what's going on. You foolish little girl. You're still trying to trick me, aren't you?
Trust me, I'm not. You seem to be missing a lot of context because you interrupted my father's speech and never listened to the end of it. First of all, yes, I did go to a vocational school. I chose to go to the culinary school so I could help my dad out with the business.
The business? What business?
You seem to think he works at a restaurant as a cook? Which I guess isn't entirely wrong, but there's more to it. He's the head chef at the restaurant he owns.
I'm sorry, what?
I went to culinary school so I could learn the basics and prepare myself before I started working with my dad at the restaurant.
The head chef and owner of a restaurant? What are you even talking about?
My great-grandfather opened a gourmet Italian restaurant way back in the day, and our family's been running the business for decades. As for my dad being sick, that was back when I was in high school. Thankfully, his recovery went well. He's all better now and works in the kitchen every day.
But he never mentioned anything like that.
If you recall correctly, in the speech, he mentioned the time he got sick. He never said he was chronically ill. Plus, after you left, my dad got to finish his speech, and he made a mention of it. He thanked me for my support and for helping out with things at the restaurant during those difficult times. My dad wrote his whole speech down before the reception. So if you hadn't interrupted him when you did, the fact that he made a full recovery would have come up later in the speech.
I didn't think there was much more to it.
And about my mom and her career, she still chooses to work because she loves what she does. Becoming a counselor was her dream. She loved helping others ever since she was a little kid. She worked very hard to build up to the point she's at today. No matter how much money her spouse made or what job they had, giving up on her career was always out of the question for her.
Huh.
Everyone has different values. And it's natural for people to have different goals in life. But it's not okay to make assumptions about them or insult them because of it.
Fine. I admit that I didn't have the whole story, I guess. But that still doesn't change anything. I doubt your family's making much from running one measly little restaurant. I'm sure it's nothing compared to the massive corporation my husband runs. I still don't have enough evidence to be convinced that you're not after our wealth.
Earlier you said you had 3 good reasons to believe that I was only with Ethan for the money. But I just explained everything. The assumptions you based your reasons on were wrong in the first place. Your arguments are completely baseless.
Oh, you're just splitting hairs at this point. You think you got me beat with your flimsy argument? None of that matters because you're not marrying Ethan. I won't allow it. He's going to be leading the company after my husband retires. Being with a poor peasant girl like yourself is detrimental to his future.
Lily! I'm so sorry about my mother's behavior. I have no idea what's gotten into her, but it's completely unacceptable.
I'm okay, Ethan. At least you and your dad are on my side. Of course we are. We know you and we know your character. You're a kind, hardworking, and loving person.
Thanks. I really appreciate that.
So, I have something I wanted to talk to you about, and I want my dad and your parents to be there to hear it. Can you talk to your parents so we can arrange a time for all of us to meet in the next few days? Alright, sure. What is it that you want to talk about, though?
I've been thinking about a lot of stuff. About the business, about our future. I want to make the best choices for us. Dad's been helping me figure some of it out, too. I think I reached a decision. But I wanted to run it by you and your parents first.
Okay. I'll check my parents' schedule and get back to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We'll talk soon.
Lily, answer your phone this instant. What did you tell my husband and son? There's no way they would treat me like this unless you were behind it.
I'm not behind anything, Donna. Victor and Ethan just told me what I assume they told you. Ethan said he wanted to take my family's name and cut ties with you. And Victor said he was going to officially announce that Ethan's cousin Sean will be taking over the company after he retires. Oh, and that he's also planning on divorcing you. At least that's what my parents and I were told. That's all I know.
You can't be serious! Why wasn't I part of this conversation? Oh, unbelievable.
Well, considering the way you behaved at the wedding, I'm not surprised that Victor and Ethan felt they wouldn't be able to have a rational discussion with you. It might feel unreasonable, but I can't really blame them.
This is an outrage. After 30 years of marriage and dedicating my life to being a devoted housewife and supporting my husband while he ran his family's company. What irks me the most is that Victor is telling me that when we split our assets after the divorce, he's going to make me take part of my share and pay you for the damages that I caused at the reception. $50,000! All of his relatives are saying it's only fair, but they're wrong. Everyone's being so cruel to me. I can't stand this.
Mom, I know you're upset, but please, stop taking your anger out on Lily.
Ethan? Oh, don't tell me you're with her right now.
Of course I'm with her. We just brought our papers to City Hall. It's official. We're a married couple now.
I can't believe it.
I took her last name, just like I told you I would.
What have you done?
I'm going to keep working at Dad's company as an employee, but I'm not involving Lily or myself in business operations.
But you're my only son. And you were supposed to take over the business, become the CEO. Do you truly think that what you're doing is acceptable?
I already told you, Sean's taking over the business, not me. And besides, this decision wasn't official until now. But it was practically decided for a while.
What?
You just assumed I was taking Dad's place and made a whole big deal about nothing.
But think of the position that puts you in.
This puts me in a great position, because it's exactly what I wanted. Sean's great at what he does. He's skilled, innovative, and very capable. The company's in good hands with a businessman of his caliber at the top. You may have supported Dad at home, but you have no say in what happens with the company. It has nothing to do with you.
This can't be.
Lily's my family now. I need to go. I'm sorry, but after everything you did at the wedding, I've lost respect for you completely. And I honestly just want nothing to do with you. And as far as your relationship with Dad's concerned, go talk to him about it. I'm sure you both have some stuff to figure out.
Ethan, no. Please wait.
Bye, Mom.
Donna was furious and kept making a fuss, blaming me for everything. But Victor's lawyer told her that she should consider herself lucky that I wasn't suing her for assault or defamation, and that she should be grateful that the family wanted to settle things in a civil manner. I guess that scared her quite a bit because she signed the divorce papers immediately after. I don't understand why she thought what she did at the wedding and her divorce had anything to do with each other, though. Because she was nervous that I was going to threaten to sue her if she didn't sign. Either way, Victor and Donna split their assets after the divorce, and Donna got a chunk of money. But she had to leave and go back to living with her parents. Bad news travels fast, apparently, because all of her friends and neighbors knew about what she did. Donna overheard one of her neighbors gossiping about her one day and punched her in the nose. The neighbor had to go to the hospital and sue Donna for medical expenses, so the money she got after the divorce was completely gone. Her parents kicked her out of their house, and apparently she lives in a town far away now. All alone, working to support herself every day.